So I brought you a story yesterday going over Stellantis and how we're expecting their first half of the year kind of report when it comes to their financials to be a very negative one, particularly for brands under their umbrella such as Jeep. They are expecting huge losses, in part, according to them, largely down to tariffs. But I wanted to go into this story a little bit more, guys, because there's some juicy details I've found when it comes to this as well, about the scale of struggle, really, when it comes to Stellantis and the brands underneath their umbrella. Because, like I said yesterday, it's not just the financials. There's other aspects to this, really, when it comes to how much they are struggling. I'll reiterate what I said yesterday as well. Jeep, for example, are expected to lose around $2.7 billion in the first half of 2025, which according to Stellantis is largely down to the fact that tariffs are making an impact already on automakers across the United States. And presumably, going off of this, Stellantis, compared to the other big three, of course, Ford and GM being the other ones, are relatively poorly placed. But this has been coming in a sense for a while, even before the tariffs took in place, even before President Donald Trump came into office again. Last year, for example, the company reported 70% reductions in profit compared to the same time last year. And a lot of people have really questioned how these companies very much are being run at the moment. Not only Stellantis as a whole, but also the brands underneath them, Dodge, Ram, Jeep, people like that. There's been a lot of questions of their leadership and the way they are being run. And with these kind of financials on the way, it's a little wonder why. However, there are some positives around Stellantis. I mean, if you take the Hemi engine that is coming back to Ram pickup trucks, that's a very popular move to bring it back. But the fact it was gone and replaced, I believe, with a V6 engine, that didn't really endear them to customers, particularly their traditional customer base in the US. And when it comes to these tariffs as well, there is a lot of damage financially that's being done by them. Stellantis have reportedly paid around $350 million already, and that bill is set to rise to around $1.5 billion by the end of the year. And shipments of vehicles into the United States have plummeted by 25% one quarter. And when it comes to the backlog of vehicles as well, they really can't shift them fast enough. Dodge has around 118 days worth of unsold cars sitting on lots across the United States, which is way above the average of 82 days. And these vehicles, of course, these haven't been hit by tariffs. Like I've explained a few times here on the channel, guys, it's not down to when these cars were actually sold. Even though the tariffs are in place now, if these vehicles were in the US before the tariffs came into place, their prices will still be unaffected. However, when these new vehicles eventually come in, when they do clear this backlog, as it were, the prices of these vehicles presumably will rise. Unless, of course, they can convert something to be able to manufacture and assemble these vehicles within the United States. But on a relatively short time span, I don't see how they're going to do that. For example, GM, they are investing billions in US industry to try and get some new factories and some old factories back up running to be able to manufacture pickups and SUVs more in the US rather than in Mexico instead. But that's not going to happen until next year. It's going to take a long time to do that. And that's presuming, of course, that Stellantis have a facility that is already partly built and could be renovated. If it's a brand new one, it's going to take years to finish. So yeah, worrying times for Stellantis. I'm sure they'll be fine in the long run, but when it comes to buying these vehicles for consumers, if they're wanting to go for a new one that is under the Stellantis umbrella, as it were, it could well be more expensive than what you're expecting or hoping for. But guys, let me know your thoughts in the comments below as always on this. Like, share, comment, subscribe. As always, guys, have a great day wherever in the world today, and we'll see you very soon.